Hi, how you doing? So Megan Marini here. I'm going to talk to you today about what to do when you find out that someone you love is sick. So usually what happens is we are shell shocked, we go into shock, we disassociate, shut down. The list goes on and on, right? We start overworking, or some of us seek help and build in new systems right away. Some people really sort of assert themselves in the situation, take action, and other people sort of close down and shut down as sort of their MO. And I want to talk about no matter which way you go, some people go into hyper research, right? No matter how you process change and rapid change, it's really important to have some techniques. So I wanted to offer up a couple of key ways that you can help your system succeed through major change. And this is the same for a sudden loss, right? A death in the family, or a sudden change like finding out you need to leave where you live, or a divorce, someone's cheated on you, even sudden change of career. I've had people who, it's been six years, they're still processing how something ended in a way where they're sort of stunted, right? So these are all really important things when they happen to us. When change comes, we want to be able to be resilient by having some sort of a system. Yeah, you really need it. So I have 3 key things for you. Number 1 is to allow this new reality or this new normal to become something that you accept. That doesn't mean that you don't do anything or you just watch TV and you pretend it's not happening, right? It means that you literally, on a physical, mental, and spiritual level, are like, okay, this is what's happening, all right? So you might have to get help to get to that point, right? You might have to have a couple conversations with your friends where you're like, okay, so I need to accept this. And you can also accept it in your body. So sometimes I think of it as like a building up where, even around the pandemic, all this new stress has built up in everyone's systems. And if we continue to just run around and operate as we were and just add, I need to do this, I better do this, I'm gonna outthink this, and we never discharge that energy we're carrying around with us, we're basically we're gonna blow, we're gonna pop, something's gonna give, right? And if you're dealing with sickness or something like that in the family, or with someone, your lover, someone close to you, a child, you can literally have the tension just building up in your body where every time you think about what you're going to do or what's going to happen, you add more tension, right? And I see it very physically and I feel it very physically. So for me, what I've learned and what I've recently been teaching people is to pull it right out of the body. So you want to think of it as gathering up all the energy and then pushing it down and out, okay? So you can think of breathing it together into a little ball and then pushing it all the way down and out through your feet, okay? That's the system. It's so simple, it's so easy. You can also think of blowing up a big balloon and popping the balloon, and it exits you from all dimensions, from all directions. And that's number 1. So get it out of your body. Other people might just be like, well, I need to go for a run, and that's what I do, and it works. Okay, great, awesome. Number 2 is going to be getting ahead of it. So how we get ahead of a traumatic experience or new news is to get some support. And I just want to honor everyone that is already actively getting support. If you're sort of a prevention addict like myself, I'm like, let me get ahead of it, let me stay ahead of it. That's I'm a high performer, that's how I like to be, right? I'm always doing research, I'm always learning, I'm always pushing myself. And that in itself, I think, is a trauma response. Because I'm at essence, very rarely just oh, everything just is and it's beautiful as it is, right? Where many would argue from a mental health perspective, positive psychology, that's an issue. You want to just be yay, here I am, everything's awesome. And, I used to have to practice so much yoga and breath work and meditation just to be at neutral, right? And then after I did my trauma work, my neutral is just more at peace. But nonetheless, I still have this drive to continue to improve. And at this point, I've just accepted it. I'm like, that's my big win, like just actually accepting the fact that I'm one of those type of people. So cheers to you if you're one of my people. Now, if you're not one of my people in that regard, just in that space, you can still be my people if you're, if you're happy with yourself. Either one, we have to be open to getting help, okay? That it takes a level of humility to admit that you need some help. But those who truly succeed in whatever realm they're looking at, they always get help from someone who is ahead of them. So we are in command of our energy. We are our greatest healer. Healing does not happen if we don't want it, right? We are the number one commander of our wellness, without question. Don't ever give that up to anyone else, okay? But getting someone who energetically is ahead of you with their energy work, with their healing, whatever it is going to just move you along faster. And that is what you want. If you're feeling sluggish, stuck, afraid, get some help. It's totally awesome to go to somebody and help them get you moving in the right direction. And then you keep doing your work. You keep doing your work. Okay? It's extremely important. So that's number 2. Number 3 is you want to hold the highest vision for the person that has the issue going on. Now, what we usually do is we usually worry about the person. And that's okay. I forgive you, forgive yourself. We're Americans. We have our things, right? We're highly driven and we're very busy and we worry. Okay, so maybe it's this sort of Catholic residue or something. Even if you're not Catholic, like you still have this guilt thing that goes on or whatever. And then you go, well, I better worry about it. I better worry about the people I love. So I'm actually going to tell you that it's fine, God bless you, but forget the worrying. Just throw it right out of the window if you can. And instead, really carve out a vision. And I mean a visual vision, a tactile vision of your person, or if it's you, of you, in your ultimate state of health. How awesome, how badass, how beautiful, what's the smile on their face, like them in their perfection on the other side of this, and you and them having tea or joking, knowing that everything has worked out. Like holding that vision is one of the most important things you can do for the person. And this will also give your brain and your spirit, your heart, something to do versus feeling that you have to worry about them. Now, you still can take the action if you have to, you're an advocate for the person, or you're just going to be caretaking for them, or whatever's going to happen. You're still going to do all the things, okay? Still do all the things. But first, get on that vision. Because you don't want to be energetically interacting with that person with fear, right? And we know that. But sometimes we need to hear all these things because, we're human and we get going in a direction, and sometimes we just need to be like, wait, where are we going and how are we getting there? So you want to help them get to where they're going, and that changes their energy. So yeah, let me know how that all works for you, and keep up the good work.